quickly get in Major Mohammed Ali Shah, and just a few days ago there has been an announcement that has been made in the United Nations talking about Islamophobia, calling out Islamophobia. There is an announcement that has been made in recognition of celebrating anti-Islamophobia Day as well. And we see on the other side, it is Imran Khan and Pakistan that have been gloating to the Ummah nations that listen, this is some sort of a victory that Islam has had. And at the same end, they have been completely blind in the atrocities that have been meted out against the Muslims by the Chinese. By the Chinese to the Uyghurs. You know, they are mutilated, they are killed, they are raped. And when it comes to the issue of Kashmir, they have a single point agenda. So the issue that continues to be raked up, despite the best of the efforts of the international community of India, of having become friendly with OIC in the past number of years, there has been a tilt favorable in India's position. Obviously, we talk about Saudi Arabia, we talk about Morocco, which is one of the founding nations of the OIC, UAE, we talk about Indonesia, like I already said. Now, this is a conundrum that needs to be resolved. But if year after year, there are meetings that are held of the OIC and Hurriyat continues to be invited, they are given a platform, how can this situation actually be resolved in India's favor?
Firstly, Megha, you spoke about Islamophobia. The main root cause of Islamophobia, where does it come from? It comes from organizations like ISIS, Taliban, Lashkar-e-Toiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed. These are the organizations who are actually responsible for spreading the fear, for spreading Islamophobia, and the kind of damage.
And these are the very same organizations that are sponsoring and funding the separatist movements or organizations like the Hurriyat Conference.
So what are you trying to say, Megha? I didn't get your point.
Yeah, absolutely. Go on.
No, I didn't get your point. What are you trying to say?
No, I'm saying when there are terrorist organizations, the likes of Lashkar-e-Toiba, the likes of ISIS, who continue to provide their incessant support to the likes of Hurriyat Conference, why is it that the OIC is giving them a platform during their summits, during their organizations, during their meetings, and when they continue to bear the flag of Islamophobia and how it needs to be completely extinguished from global memory?
That is the whole point. They should not be giving them a seat. I mean, it's by recognizing they are recognizing them. That's the most ridiculous thing. I'll tell you a small incident where a few years back when the Kashmir flood happened, and I can see Ambassador Mukherjee and President Nalapat and Mr. Bhan listening very carefully. Sir, when the Kashmir floods happened, that time my colleagues from the army, they risked their lives, unmindful of their own personal safety. They had rescued a family from Kashmir. Because we do not see, in the army, you don't see who is what, who is which caste, right? And the same gentleman passed away less than a year back, was very shamelessly wrapped in a Pakistan flag. And that was Ahmad Shah Gilani. This is the kind of shame. And I will not say the gentleman, I don't know how gentle he was, but Professor Nalapat definitely has been a gentleman by using the very sophisticated words by saying that Pakistan has been going for financial assistance, sir. Well, if I would have had my way, sir, I wouldn't have been as gentle as you already said. They've been going with a begging bowl, shamelessly with a begging bowl. They go to Russia on the first day when Russia invaded Ukraine with a begging bowl to establish some gas pipeline, gets a big tight slap, goes back to his country, and he's further slapped with another fine from the US saying, okay, this is what you do, now we will show you. And they will spend the rest of their lives repaying that loan, repaying that penalty, they would not be. So now when OIC loses complete credibility, let me tell you, about 3 years back, Sushmita Swaraj had attended that as a guest of honor in UAE because there was some credibility. But now when they issue recognize such ridiculous outfits, I would say, and I'm not surprised because it's happening in Pakistan. But rightly said by our fellow panelists that Pakistan has got no credibility, yes. But Pakistan is hosting it right now, and Pakistan, we all know what they're up to, what their ploy is. So it is definitely anti-India. There's no doubt about that. And anyone who tries to, because we are very clear, हम किसी को छेड़ेंगे नहीं, लेकिन किसी ने हमें छेड़ा तो हम उसे छोड़ेंगे नहीं. So it is really, really ridiculous, and it has to be rebuked, and rightly so. Our External Affairs Ministry has rightly called it out that no, this thing should not be accepted globally, in fact, Megha.
Okay.
And the organizations, I had taken the name earlier, I had written an open letter to Jaish-e-Mohammed, the terrorist outfit, after the Pulwama attacks happened, which went viral, in fact. So now these are the people, because of a right-thinking Muslim like me, also bears the brunt somewhere on the other. A university like Aligarh Muslim University has got the word Muslim, so they bear the brunt, without realizing that they say that they are fighting for jihad. Do they even know what jihad means? Jihad actually, in actual terms, in technical terms, it means a struggle. And these people are, those stupid fringe organizations, terrorist organizations, they got to be rebuked, they got to be called out. And it is because of them, when movies, they portray a Muslim man as a bad person, wearing a skull cap or a beard. It is because of these organizations. And it is, I think, it is when Muslims like me come out and we say that, listen, it makes a difference somewhere. That is what
of course it does make a difference somewhere, and that's exactly why there is this massive narrative that has been built on Islamophobia.
In the context of what Major Mohammed Ali Shah said, I fully agree. The story which Major Ali Shah told us about wrapping this body of Gilani in the Pakistani flag is not only a horrifying story. In my opinion, if I was a Pakistani, I would say my flag has been desecrated. Because what is he? He is just a turncoat. He desecrates any flag in which he is wrapped.
Frankly, a very bad signal, and as the Major correctly said, it will only strengthen, people who are Islamophobic everywhere. People who are loyal to other countries, any other countries. They do not deserve to have an Indian passport. An Indian passport, as the Major will tell you, your loyalty is only to India.